Marvel Studios has done a tremendous job building an expensive superhero saga that is beloved by the entire world. However, they are not so great at keeping their secrets under wraps when they release trailers for new films. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at some secrets that were revealed in Marvel trailers. You're not going to want to miss a second of this video, so let's stop wasting time and hop right into the video. Turns out Abomination is alive and well in the MCU after all. The Incredible Hulk is far from the most beloved film in the MCU, but it did introduce us to this world's Hulk, Bruce Banner, as well as his nemesis, the Abomination. After Hulk and Abomination did battle in Harlem during the final act of the film, Abomination was defeated and placed under the US military's custody. Well, he must have been locked up for quite some time because it took almost 13 full years before we saw his ugly mug again. Fans were not sure if they were even going to see him again, since the majority of the characters from that first Hulk film never saw the MCU ever again. But fans finally got a glimpse of the monster in a very unexpected place. For those of you who do not know, Abomination made his second MCU appearance in Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. But he was in a blink and you'll miss it moment in the trailer for Shang-Chi. Fans debated if it was even him due to his complete redesign, but it was confirmed by Kevin Feige himself that the creature in the Shang-Chi trailer was in fact our favorite power-hungry orange rage monster, Abomination. He did not have a very large role in the actual film, but it was great to see him make his return to the MCU, and hopefully we will see more of him in the future. Speaking of characters making their potential return, the trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is full of characters making their long-awaited return or debut into the MCU. Next, Superior Iron Man to make his debut? For fans of the Marvel Comics, the name Superior Iron Man is probably quite familiar. Superior Iron Man is a version of Iron Man that has conquered the world essentially. He is in possession of multiple Infinity Stones and dons a suit that is made of invincible vibranium that allows him to travel through space and dominate any opponent, including Thanos, especially because he has a jar that contains the Mad Titan's head in it. Anyway, in the recently released trailer for the upcoming Doctor Strange sequel, there is a shot of a character that is not easily identifiable. They are glowing in a similar way as Captain Marvel, surrounded by the astral colors of red and orange. Fans were left to wonder, is this Captain Marvel, or possibly a variant of her? Or is it another character like possibly Superior Iron Man? The creator of Superior Iron Man did take to Twitter to announce that this very well could be Superior Iron Man, because in the comics he is designed to glow red when angry, which is honestly the most Tony Stark thing of all time. Additionally, this film is going to be diving into the multiverse, which means that literally an infinite number of possibilities as to which characters could make an appearance in the movie, even if for a brief cameo. Fans have been speculating for quite some time now that the man who just missed his shot at being Iron Man in the MCU back in 2008 could be the man behind this version of Superior Iron Man. That's right, Tom Cruise may be making his appearance in the MCU as Iron Man after auditioning for the role way back in 2007, but just being edged out by Robert Downey Jr. I think the most likely answer for who the character is in fact Superior Iron Man, because fans are dying to see Iron Man in the MCU again, regardless of what version it is. And I think this film is one of the few films in the MCU that can logically being in a version of Tony Stark, due to the magical and wacky nature of the multiverse. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see who makes a cameo in the film when it releases later this year. Speaking of cameos in the Multiverse of Madness, the trailer did spoil another cameo that fans are freaking out about. Next, Professor X making his debut in the MCU. Since Marvel acquired the rights to the mutants and the X-Men back in 2020, fans have been patiently waiting for the popular X-Men characters to make their official MCU debut. We technically got a mutant in the Black Widow film, as the man in prison that arm wrestles Dave Harbour's Red Guardian is technically a mutant according to the actor. But who cares about that, right? We want to see the cool mutants like Wolverine and Deadpool and Cyclops, and of course the leader himself, Professor X. Well, it looks like we won't have to wait much longer, as about halfway through the latest trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we get a shot of a bald man in a wheelchair speaking to a handcuffed Doctor Strange. Strange, saying that they should tell him the truth. While we are unsure as to what truth he is referring to, we do know for an objective fact that this is, of course, Patrick Stewart's Professor X making his long-anticipated debut in the MCU. Fans were fired up to see the telekinetic master in the trailer because this confirms a few things for the future of the MCU. For starters, it means that mutants will finally be making their debut into the MCU full-time. We will most likely be getting Deadpool and Wolverine pretty soon, and that is a fantastic thing to hear. Secondly, it confirms the existence of the Illuminati in the MCU. And no, I don't mean the conspiracy group that a lot of elite people actually runs the earth. I mean the members of Marvel's Illuminati, a group of heroes that watches over the multiverse. In the comics, the lineup of Illuminati members usually includes Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four, Professor X, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, Superior Iron Man, and Namor the Submariner. In the shot in which we see Professor X, we also see 5 huge chairs, indicating that they intend on having Doctor Strange join the exclusive group at some point in the film. But of course, we won't know until we see the movie. I gotta say though, this film is insane, and not only did we get hints that Professor X will be in the film, but we most likely got confirmation that Reed Richards, Black Bolt, Namor, and Superior Iron Man will in fact be in the film and the remainder of the MCU. But this is just speculation. Earlier last year, we got a trailer that showed some secrets that were also speculation at the time, but turned out to be 100% true. And of course, we are talking about Spider-Man: No Way Home. The trailer makers ain't slick. Marvel does frequently drop intentional hits in all of their trailers, but they also have been editing their trailers intentionally to make sure that fans don't have all the details prior to the film's release. This was evident in the trailer for the 3rd film in the Spider-Man franchise, as the people at Marvel did a great deal of work to ensure that we never saw the other 2 Spider-Men that are present in the film. However, it was obvious that they missed a huge spoiler that clearly indicated that the other Spider-Men were in fact in the film. And while we obviously do not know who did it, I can pretty much confirm that he no longer works for Marvel. In the trailer, there is a shot of Sandman, the Lizard, and Electro all dropping onto the Statue of Liberty to fight what seemed like only Tom Holland's Spider-Man. However, as the shot continues, we get to see Tom swinging towards the trio of evildoers and go to punch Electro. However, if you watch the Lizard at the bottom of the screen, you can see that he is clearly diving towards nobody. And not only that, but he clearly gets kicked directly in the face because he completely swings his head in a way that indicates he is getting kicked in the face. Fans instantly noticed the error and knew that the Lizard was obviously fighting a Spider-Man that was edited out of the trailer to not spoil the fact that the other 3 Spider-Men are in fact in the movie. How stupid does Marvel think we are? Why would Marvel even put the villains in the trailer? If Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro, and the Lizard were all in the film, why would the other Spider-Men not be there? We all knew they were in the movie because of the villains being in the trailer. If I were in charge of things over there, which I should be, come on at Marvel, get me in there. I would have made a completely fake trailer. A fake villain, a fake plot, everything. I would have had fans thinking that Spider-Man was going to be fighting Darth freaking Vader to make sure that nobody knew that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in this movie. But what do I know? I'm just some guy who doesn't work for Marvel. But after this video, I'm sure I will be on their radar. Anyway, that's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for watching.